in CMH on 102.7 Mom FM.
It is WMOM 825 now on a Thursday morning. It's June 8th, and in the studio with us, Aaron Doan. Aaron Doan, State Farm Insurance. How you doing, sir?
Good, Chris. Good morning. Beautiful day.
It is going to be a great day, and hopefully June 25th will be as spectacular because we are planning, or you are planning technically, we're going to be a part of it, we're going to be broadcasting live from it, is the 20-year celebration classic car show that you're putting on. And that's going to be, what, at the 10 spot, right?
Yeah, the 10 spot. A lot of locals are familiar with it, that's where the food trucks are. Mm-hmm. But what I'm finding is there's still a fair amount of locals that just don't know the 10 spot. What is that?
Yeah.
And that's actually where all the food trucks are. You know, if there was a big, huge sign that had the 10 spot on it, I think everybody would for sure know
it's a great idea.
That's the name. But anyways, that's a great location, you know, being there on Ludington Avenue, US 10, and we're excited to be there on that on June 25th.
Well, and that's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. that particular day. We'll talk about in the next few minutes some of the classic cars that you've got some entries already, but you've also added another class to the classic car show. Looking forward to that. But before we even get to that, what inspired you to want to do something like this?
Yeah, we just thought, you know, one of the things that we've been trying to do is be involved in the community, and we've done all sorts of fairs and community events and, you know, been sponsors to those and have a booth and just to be out there in the public domain. And we just thought, you know, what greater way to be out there with State Farm's, you know, main line of business being car insurance in personal lines, and is just to bring cars together, people together, and have a good, fun day. And we were trying to find a day that, you know, wasn't too crazy on the calendar when we were looking at it a year ago, actually. Mm-hmm. So we've been planning it for a long, long time. And I think it was just a way to have a celebration fun, and that, you know, you don't have to be a customer, you don't, you know, or with State Farm at all. It's just more of, hey, let's get some cars together, some people together. I think we're going to get a lot of people showing up because they're going to have a great lunch there at the 10 spot. And they're like, oh, what's going on here? You know, even if they hadn't heard about it. And come check out the cars.
I think that's pretty cool. And you're getting a couple of entries a day at this point, which is great to see that. Mm-hmm. How many cars in general are you expecting? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think if we get in the, you know, anywhere around 30 cars, I think that would be a good number. And I think, you know, as it relates to the summer and the activity, it is on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it's a Sunday morning, afternoon, 10 to 3. So I think just having that be on a Sunday is going to help with traffic and people coming and going. And it's sometimes a transition day for a lot of people, you know, leaving the campground or coming to the campground. So there is still plenty of room because it is a Sunday to park around the other side of 10 spot, or even walk over from the other parking lot, you know, across the road. So, you know, they're on the north side of the road.
Yeah, and what's also going to be cool is that the funds or the proceeds from this event going to a great cause too, right?
Yeah, we're excited to announce that all the donations, all the money, every dollar we take in just for registration, and it's by donation. So you decide how much you want to give for your registering of your car. So you want to bring your car. You write out a check to the food club here, Lakeshore Food Club, and we're going to actually hand them all the checks that next Monday is our plan, and to hand them all the checks that came from that car show registration. So we're excited. There's no cost to attend to come check out the cars, just a by donation gift to the local Lakeshore Food Club.
Okay, that's really cool. This again, Sunday, June 25th, 10 a.m. To 3 p.m. at the 10 spot. And if somebody's interested in entering their vehicles, does it just have to be a classic car?
Yeah, well, we actually have just added, we decided, you know, let's have a little more fun and interest to some people who, like, you know, maybe aren't really into classic cars. Let's add maybe some new cool cars. Mm-hmm. So this is starting to go out, where we're actually starting to publicize it. We're getting that information out. But, you know, maybe you've got a new Corvette or a 10-year-old Corvette. It's just in mint shape. It's not quite classic yet, you know, or a Camaro, or, you know, something like that. Maybe a super, super cool beefed up truck, because it seems like everybody around here likes those trucks. And, you know, we're kind of looking for ones that just really everybody knows they stand out, and don't always get close to these trucks. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a buddy or somebody, you know, like, hey, you should do that Aaron Doan's car show thing that they're doing on the 25th. Hey, have them get a hold of our office. Just call my office on US 10 in Ludington. Again, I'm State Farm agent there. east of Meyer, about a half a mile.
All right. And phone number if they want to get a hold of you, or they can email Heather at LudingtonInsurance.com. That's an option too. But we want to make it a big deal. We want to help out the Lakeshore Food Club. I think that's a great tie-in there. And it's a great location. I mean, right off of US 10 at the 10 spot, just on the north side of US 10. This is going to be a pretty big deal, Aaron, right?
Yeah, really, we're hoping, if you had, let's say, a couple, I think what you're going to have is you're going to have, maybe we have 100 people or 200 people show up, but I think we could even get another 100 people or more that just walk over, not even knowing about the show, right? Coming over from the 10 spot because they were going to have lunch there. So I think that's going to be a cool, just partnership. And here's another cool thing. We actually partnered with Josiah, who owns the Wiener Wagons, to do this whole thing, who he is the one in charge of the 10 spot. So he's partnering with us and helping us set it all up. So having him on board, and everybody knows Josiah and just what a sweet, nice guy that man is, and wanting to partner with us and just make it a fun event for the community and just get some exposure and just to be out there to make a difference and have a fun day.
I think so. It's going to be great. And in celebrating 20 years in business here in the Ludington area, State Farm Insurance, Aaron Doan office right there off of US 10 between Ludington and Scottville. What other kind of even internal activities or celebrations have you had a chance to do with your staff? You're always just celebrating, pizza day or donut day or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a good camaraderie that you have there at Aaron Doan State Farm Insurance.
Yeah, I guess what we're trying to do is, I think we all need to work, and I think that's one of those things that everybody, has in a job, needs to support their significant other or their kids, and just take care of bills, right? And I just really have a strong sense and feeling and value, that when we interact and we engage through some of the things you might see on our Facebook page, and you go, well, what the heck? They're playing another pool tournament. Well, you know what? We probably pay a pool tournament, once every 3 months. And yes, it is in my office. But I'm telling you what, when those guys compete and have fun and the laughter and the camaraderie and they jab each other with certain jokes and about missing shots. I mean, those are the fun things that make work just a little bit better. And I think that's super important because then we have more energy and to take care of our customers and do that well because we're in a good place mentally.
All right, very cool. Aaron Doan, State Farm Insurance. We talked about the car show today, and if you missed any details, check out our Facebook page or our YouTube. We're streaming this live there on it, and it's archived for you to review there. Any other information that we want to share in regards to the car show before we transition to one more topic here?
Yeah, I think just realize that we're going to vote on these cars. These are personal, whatever artifacts, I guess is how you would say some of these older cars, and you're going to be able to vote on them. They're going to have certain information about it. We've given them a gift bag. There's little gifts that are going to come for people that attend, and for kids to have a little fun as well, and that'll be a fun surprise if you bring the whole family. We're going to have a little activity for the kids. Okay. So I think that'll just add a little bit of extra, to the whole event too, that people will really enjoy.
Very cool. All right, that is again Sunday, June 25th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the 10 spot, the 20-year celebration classic car show presented by Aaron Doan State Farm Insurance. Let's talk before we wrap up this morning about fees, right? Rates, right?
Yeah. Just I think there's a lot of questions wondering about that right now in the marketplace for sure.
All right, take us through that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so what happened is, people would recall a little bit in 2020 when we were going through COVID-19 and actually no-fault reform in Michigan that actually for a lot of people did decrease the premium, but more so COVID-19. State Farm was a leader in the industry of doing a couple things. One, reducing price because less people were driving miles on the road during COVID 2020 and 2021. That because of that less miles, there was less accidents, less claims. So State Farm actually rebated to their policyholders because we're a mutual company. We actually gave them dividend checks of $2 billion nationwide if you had car insurance with State Farm. And we decreased our premium by $2 billion. So what ended up happening now is we get to 2022 and now 2023 is inflation is really taken hold over the past year. And so State Farm and every company has had to increase rates. And so we're actually catching some of those rates that we had pre-COVID back in place. In fact, I've looked at a lot of policies where if we've had them since 2019 or before, the premium is basically level to what they were around 2019. So we're just encouraging people to look at their policies, their coverage, make sure they have all their discounts. We're still trying to obviously work very hard to find them some money. And we're calling out, we're being proactive and saying, hey, we'd like to go over your policy. Would you consider, looking at it together with us? Maybe there's some discounts like Good Student discount or our Steer Clear discount or our Drive Safe and Save discounts. So we have all these discounts but you need to take a little bit of energy and effort on your part to work with us to get those discounts in place.
All right. Two more questions that came in just recently. Throw this out to you. The new law that was enacted by the governor just yesterday, I believe, or the day before, was signed in that can't use their cell phones in our hands. We have to have them on a holder in the vehicle if we're going to use them. Or Bluetooth as well. If we're caught, ticketed, that could affect insurance, right?
Yeah, there's a potential that could affect insurance. I haven't seen a rating directly from State Farm on that.
Okay.
We're pretty darn on top of information that comes through our portals and channels of information, even in other states. So we'll get information, obviously, what's going on in California with all their forest fires and the challenges that they're having, with huge, massive, unprecedented losses in California. So just trying to, keep on top of that space. But to answer the question for the listener, yeah, I would say potentially there's that, but even more importantly is the safety issue. There's a lot of things that happen, in terms of in a vehicle, and with so many more drivers back on the road and accidents happening, it's one of those things that we're just trying to, help, make good choices in terms of being safe. And this is one of those things, is to make sense, keep it out of your hands. There's a way for you to use, voice controls now, and more that people, as they update their vehicles, have that ability to do that directly through their vehicle.
Absolutely. And the other topic that came up recently was we did a story on the guy, I think in Oregon, that slashed 100 vehicles' tires. As part of that, and whenever somebody's in a situation where it's malice like that, in almost every case, insurance is there to protect them against that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let me tell everyone on that. So if you that's considered vandalism, and that is comprehensive. That is not collision. So many people have, let's say, $100 deductible. So you've got $150 tires, $200 tires on each tire, and they slash all four of them. You've got $100 of that, situation. Let's say it's $800 because they slashed all four. You need to pay $100. Now, sometimes that can be recompensed back to you if they catch the perpetrator and have those fees paid and reimbursed to those people that make a claim back to the local authorities. But I would say if you have comprehensive on your vehicle, which a lot of people relate to deer coverage or storage coverage. Those are what people refer comprehensive to. Vandalism is in that category. So just be very clear that you'd be covered if you had your tires slashed. It would be considered comp. And like I said, vast majority of my customers have a $100 comp deductible.
All right, good to know. That story, that guy in 3 days slashed 100 tires,
crazy.
100 vehicles tires. That's crazy. Aaron, we appreciate you coming in, answering some of these questions, and telling us all about the 20-year celebration classic car show. Again, Sunday, June 25th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Check that out, and we'll be there broadcasting live. We're excited about this event, and happy birthday as well. We appreciate 20 years in business. That's a long time.
Thanks, Chris, and happy birthday to you coming up.
Absolutely. Thanks. I appreciate that. It is lots of celebrations going on.
all around.
Yeah, that's right. 8:39 now on 102.7 Mom FM. If you missed any of this segment, check it out on our Facebook page or YouTube channel right here on 102.7. It's Mom FM. 60 seconds of sports starts now.
Sports on the Michigan News